tonight?
Good.
My name is Brianne Hanson, and I am going to show you how to wrap a present today. Many people look forward to the holiday seasons as well as holidays throughout the year, but they stress about shopping and wrapping presents. After walking around all day shopping, no one wants to wait at guest services to get their gifts attended to, and they don't really have another choice because they don't know how to wrap them. American research group that says that the average American celebrates 7 gift-giving holidays per year and can spend between $5 to $20 per gift at a gift wrapping service. By learning how to wrap a present, you can save money during holiday seasons and add a personal touch that's just better than they can do professionally. My mom taught me how to wrap when I was 9 years old with my sister, using the simple steps I will go over today, and now every holiday we make the tradition to all wrap together. So aside from saving money, it also is something fun that we like to do. In this demonstration, I will cover the necessary materials to get you started, show how to wrap a present using wrapping paper rather than a gift bag, as well as create a bow for the finishing touch. First, I'm going to go over the necessary materials to get you started. You're going to need some kind of wrapping paper, obviously. Depending on your gift, kind of have to decide based on that. If it's a smaller gift like this one is, you can just use a skinny roll of wrapping paper. If it's a really big one, you'll need more than one wrapping paper roll, or a really thick one. You also need to get some kind of ribbon. You can get the fabric kind, textured kind like I prefer because it's easier to use, I think. Or you can get the smooth kind. You also need, these are more household items, sharp scissors preferably to curl the ribbon later, as well as clear tape. Any kind of tape will work, but clear tape just looks the best when it's all done. Once you have your necessary materials, you also need to prep them a little bit. The ribbon and the wrapping paper I have already had cut, but when you're trying to cut your wrapping paper, again you need to see based on your gift size how you should do that. The best way I think that works the quickest, lay your gift down parallel to the roll and kind of put it on top of it like this from the roll so you can kind of guess how much you'll need so you don't have to waste paper. Otherwise, if you have too much, you're fine. Too little, it's going to be kind of patchy, so make sure you cut a little more than you need to. Then just kind of guess on the sides. If it can go about halfway up, you're probably good because it's going to come back down on the other side. With the ribbon the same way, make sure you cut more than enough than not having enough. You want to wrap it around the longest part of your package, and then just kind of guesstimate, go a couple feet up so it can wrap in all directions, and then it can be curled. If there's too much at the end, you can always cut it off and add it into the bow so it's nice and full and curly. That's always good. And all these materials together, if you don't have scissors and tape, it's even if you have to, it's $10, $15. So it's cheap, and usually wrapping paper roll can cover multiple gifts. The ribbon can cover multiple gifts compared to a $20 gift for one thing. Okay, now that we've gone over the basic materials, I'm going to show you how to actually cover the present in the paper. Now this part's probably the easiest step. You want to make sure that your gift is upside down, otherwise you're going to have a crease along the front. Then you want to place it about halfway through. You just need to fold up one side so it's about halfway on top. Take that. And you want to make sure that you're pulling nice and tight during this part because if it's loose, it's going to be hard to put the ribbon around. It'll just bunch up everywhere. Then you want to pull it again over the other side. Tape that up as well. Now that you have the longest surface area covered, you want to make sure you do that first. Otherwise, you're going to have big folds going across the big areas that you can see a lot more. Try and leave the smallest ones open to do last. These ones are a little different. They're not that much harder though. Make sure you take the sides in first compared to the bottom. Then you want to fold the bottom part up. Pull as tight as you can, and then pull the bottom back or the top part down so you just have that little tiny fold right there. Then you're going to want to do the same on the other side as well. This one's a little easier though because you can set it down so you can see it better. But again, fold the sides in first. Put the bottom up. Again, trying to squeeze it up as much as you can. And then put the top back down. It's also kind of important if you cut too much in the beginning. This part can be a little bit trickier just because you have too much that doesn't fold in right. But once you have that done, you are ready for the final touches, which is just the bow on top. This part's probably the hardest. There are other bows you can buy that are pre-made already. You just stick them on, which are easier too. It's still a personal touch, so you actually wrapped it yourself. But this one's a little bit harder. You want to again flip it upside down, make sure that this is underneath it. Try and get your ribbons about equal on the top, and fold it back down so it crosses all sides, and you want to make sure that it makes a T on top. And then when it's like that, you pull it really tight so it's flat, like it can sit down. Flip it back over. You just want to cross at the top, just try and give it a normal like tie, just like you normally would. And in order to keep it tied close down to the package, you want to put it underneath one of them. Doesn't really matter which one, as long as it's wrapped in there. And then you just want to make a nice knot on top. So it'll end up looking like that. Now with fabric bows, they'll usually have some kind of wire in them. So once you get to this part, you can just do a big bow and it'll sit on top really nice when you're done, which is a lot easier to unwrap, because these ones usually have to cut off. And then you can reuse, recycle everything besides the paper. But these ones, once you get to here, you cut some extra straps in the beginning, pieces of ribbon, that if you tie underneath, it just makes it look fuller again. And if you want to get creative, you can use some different colors ribbon. Get a little crafty. Then you just tie them around that first knot that you made. Pull tight, just kind of let them hang there. The more little pieces you cut in the beginning, the better. Just so otherwise, I mean, compared to the gift size, you don't want it to be overpowered, but you don't want nothing to be on there. So I always do bigger is better. You can just kind of put them whatever direction. Now to curl the ribbon, this is when sharp scissors are the best. You want to put the ribbon in between your finger and the scissors so you don't cut yourself. And you can also get like ribbon curling tools that work really well that'll separate them all. You can cut these so you have more, they're just more stringy. You want to start at the bottom and just really firmly slide all the way up. Oops, kind of worked. And then you have curls. And you just want to do that with all of them. This takes a little bit of practice. But once you get the hang of it, again, it's not that bad. As you can tell, there's not a ton on there. It just kind of looks like they're all curled together, so you want to just try and put more. The more colors, the better. So now that those are all done, kind of fluff them out. Those are the basic steps of how to wrap a present. Bigger in size is always a little difficult. Again, just more practice, the better. Although initially it may seem much more convenient to use a gift wrap or a gift bag or service, something professional, but learning to wrap, one can exponentially cut down holiday costs, as well as all the stress, and create a more personalized gift instead of just throwing some tissue in a box. You know, it's a little nicer that you put the time into it, as well as a better experience. Is there any questions? Yes.
You obviously have expertise, bow and wrapping skills. Have you worked, or did you get this experience from job?
No, my mom taught me when I was little. So I wrapped with her, and then volunteer. She's big into that. So we would volunteer to help wrap stuff like Christmas time places.
Oh, that's really cool.
Is there any other questions?
No. Where'd you get the cool paper at?
Hallmark.
There you go.
By learning and practicing these simple steps, the holidays can be much more enjoyable and less stressful. Not to mention, this is a good life skill to know. Considering the average American celebrates 7 gift-giving holidays a year, 20 apiece, it's way more cost-effective and